Hey guys, hi, this is Amy with A Taylor AI1, and I hope you guys will subscribe to the channel if you're not already have done so. Also give us a thumbs up, and please leave a comment and question down below. And please share with your family and friends on Google, Facebook, and whatever social media that you use. And this is particularly a specific question by Helen Castro that asked me, how long are eggs good for? And this is a little bit more in depth than just saying, oh, they're good for 3 weeks or whatever, okay? Because first of all, I want to start by saying the sell-by date, the use-by, the best-by date, and the creation dates, all of this is not regulated by the government. It's actually regulated by the company themselves. And first of all, I want to start by saying that a lot of the dates, of course, they make them very short dates because they want you to continue buying their product, of course. And I think that we throw out a lot of food that's perfectly good because we think that these dates are set in stone, or we think that they're somehow regulated, and they're not. So I'm going to deal specifically right now with the eggs. If you would like to see more videos or more in-depth videos about dates and products and how to know when they're bad and when they should be trashed or when it's okay to still have them, please let me know in the comments down below, and I will be happy to expand upon this. So now we're going to look at the eggs. Now the eggs, if you notice here, have a sell-by date, which is October 9th. Today is September 20th. I bought these eggs yesterday on September 19th. Okay, so the first question we're going to ask ourselves is, how do we read this? Well, of course, you have your sell-by date, and what this means is this is not an expiration date, it is a sell-by, and this means that October 9th, if the company has not sold these eggs, if the store has not sold the eggs, the company will come in, take these eggs off the shelf, and replace it with more eggs. Okay, now the numbers down here, the first 3 numbers, the letter, and that 1, this is all factory information. This is where the eggs were processed off of the farm or the ranch or whatever that grew the chickens that laid these eggs. Now you want to pay attention to the 253, the last 3 here. This is the born on date. This is a Julian date, and here's a calendar. Link will be down below. This calendar is great for people like me who have MREs or shelf-stable foods because they go by the Julian calendar. So we need 253, so we're simply going to look here, and we're going to find 253, and this is going to tell me that on September, and all the way across, 10th of this month, which was 10 days ago, was when these eggs were processed. Now, I want to specify processed just because we want to believe that these eggs were laid, collected, and put into the factory on the on this date of 253, which would have been the 10th. So these eggs are exactly today 10 days old. I would give or take a few days, and it really doesn't matter, and it's just a sticking point. It's no big deal. So these eggs were packaged in this package on the 10th of September. Now, the general rule is from the sell-by date is going to be your unofficial expiration date, and that's going to be 4 to 6 weeks after October 9th. So October 9th to November 9th to somewhere around the 20th of November, these eggs would still be considered good without having really to do anything else. But of course you should, because if in doubt, throw it out. So how do you know when to be in doubt, and how do you know how to check these eggs? Well, I'm going to show you how to do that right now, okay? So I've got my eggs here. I have a container of water here, and I have a bowl. Now, at the point that you have your eggs in your refrigerator for an extended period of time, and yes, you need to keep them in the original carton that you bought them in, you need to make sure there are no cracks, hairline fractures, or breaks in the eggs before you buy them, because you're buying bad eggs. If you happen to get home and you didn't check them or they got dropped on the floor, take them back to the store and exchange them. They will replace the eggs even if they weren't broke when they were in the store. And no, you can't drop them on the floor when you get home and then try to take them back, because that's just not ethical. But anyways, so you're going to take your eggs. And the first thing that I would do if I was in doubt on my egg is a water test. And that means you're just going to place your egg into the water. It should sink to the bottom and it should lay on its side. And this is a perfectly good egg. At the point that the egg would stand up on end, okay, like this, then that would mean that, well, it's still good, but it's getting somewhere near. If it floats halfway, okay, and it's going to float end to end, upward, downwards, you know, not sideways like that, but up and down, it's still kind of iffy, but it's probably still good. Now, if it floats at the top, like, you know, this at top or that at top, either direction, it's bad. Throw it away. Please don't open it. It will be a nasty smell. So, at the point that it's at the center and you have some doubts about it, the best thing you can do is to take a container, crack your egg into the container. And by the way, if you get your eggs home and they are cracked or whatever, put them, and I'm going to show you what I did, because I got 30 cartons of eggs because they were 99 cents each yesterday. And my refrigerator's a mess. Don't bother with that one. And so I cracked them into a Ziploc bag, and that's where I will put this egg. And I will use this today to make a snack or use it with dinner or whatever. So anyways, so what you're looking for when you crack open your egg is that the white is white, that it's translucent, no pink, you know, no discoloration at all. You might see a little bit of red, and that's okay. That's just from the embryo itself. It's no big deal, so you can just not pay attention to that part. But you just want your white to be white, basically, or translucent. You want the yolk to be round and to hold its shape. Now, some will say, and a lot of people will say, well, if the egg yolk breaks, it's bad. Not necessarily. Maybe you're just not really good at cracking eggs. I mean, I'm good as a chef. I'm great at cracking eggs, but sometimes I break the yolk by accident. So I don't know if that's, to me, a complete way of being able to make that determination. But generally, as long as it looks okay, as long as it smells okay, then it's probably a pretty good egg, okay? And do the float test. I mean, I'm pretty sure everyone has a container. It doesn't have to be clear like this one. It can be a colored glass or whatever. You just want to make sure that egg isn't going to float, okay? So I keep my eggs up to, I've never had a bad egg, and, you know, I'm 45 and I'm a chef, and I've been a chef now for 15 years. I've never come across a bad egg at all, and I've eaten plenty of raw eggs, and, you know, I still do this method, though, after about 2 months of bringing them home. Usually in a restaurant, you really should never have to date, but if for some reason we get some large shipment, we just date the tops with the date that we received them, look at the ends for the sell-by date, and there's not a use-by date. In case I didn't mention it, there's no use-by date, and the reason being is because some people don't store their eggs in the refrigerator. They store them out on the counter. If you store your eggs out on the counter, they're going to go bad 3 times quicker than in the refrigerator. And sometimes you do want to put them out overnight on your counter. If you're going to make boiled eggs and you're using fresh eggs, it's a good idea to leave them out overnight, because fresh eggs will not peel. Trust it from someone who's been on a ranch, who had plenty of chickens, and yeah, fresh eggs right out of the coop, they won't peel. Trust me. You need them to be a little bit older. So this is the first thing in this, and if you want to hear or learn a little bit more about expiration dates, use-by dates, sell-by dates, and all that stuff, please let me know. Please leave a comment down below. Please share with your friends and family and on any and all social networks that you have. And please subscribe if you have not already done so. So thank you, Helen, for your question. And I hope you guys have a great weekend. And I will talk to y'all later.